What's up, people? Welcome to the page. This is the New Jersey Real Estate Exam Review Study Guide, Part 4. Alright? Okay, so last time we left off in vocabulary of the B's. So this is a continuation of the last videos that we've done. Alright? So this is a continuation of the B's. We were doing the vocabulary. So we were up to blue sky laws. Alright? So we'll start from there. If you guys like this video, you could subscribe so you could get a notification whenever the video comes on, and you could like, so then that would affect the algorithm, so that more people could enjoy the benefits of this video. All right. So the where we left the last time was blue sky laws. Blue sky laws. This is a name for laws that regulate the registration and sale of investment securities. This is a name for laws that regulate the registration and sale of investment securities. Blue sky laws. Alright? Okay, the next one is Board of Directors. Board of Directors are elected managing body of a corporation, and in real estate is specifically of a cooperative apartment building, a co-op. All right, so they call them the Board of Directors. That's what co-ops call them. All right, the next one is Board of Managers. These are the elected managing body of a condominium. So a condominium calls the managing body, managers, the people that manage everything, are the Board of Managers. And the co-ops, they call them the Board of Directors. All right. Next one is bond. Bond is the instrument that creates a personal obligation for a debt that is secured by a mortgage or other lien or real estate. All right. Bond is the instrument that creates a personal obligation for a debt that is secured by the mortgage or the lien on a real estate. All right, that's a bond. I'll just cut the video. Have a mess in the background. All right. Oh, by the way, I spelled real estate wrong. I guess it's real estate with an E. All right, everybody. All right. The next one is boot. B-O-O-T. Boot. Money or property given to make up any difference in value or equity between two properties in an exchange. Money or property given to make up any difference in value or equity between two properties in an exchange. All right, so it's basically money or property given. All right. Next one is broker's price. Broker's price. BPO. Broker's price. Licensee's written estimate of a market value used by lenders and mortgage companies where they believe the expense and delay of an appraisal is not needed. Licensee's written estimate of market value used by lenders and mortgage companies where they believe the expense and delay of an appraisal is not needed. So basically, it's like an appraisal, but by the licensee. It's like an estimate but basically the person that's helping you sell the house. All right, not from an appraisal, which is like a separate entity, a separate company. All right. Breach of contract. Breach of contract is a violation of any terms or conditions in a contract without legal excuse. For example, failure to make a payment when a payment is due. All right, that could be a breach of contract. Like it breaks the contract. You know, any example? It could be maybe a landlord included water on the house, and then there's no water, no running water, so that breaks the contract. That basically breaks the contract in the benefit of the tenant, right? All right. Next word, broker. One who buys and sells for another for a fee. One who buys or sells for another for a fee. That's basically what a broker is. All right, brokerage. Brokerage is the business of buying and selling for another for a fee. That's what a brokerage is. Buying and selling for another for a fee, but an organized business. All right. Broker, salesperson. A qualified broker who practices real estate in the position of a salesperson in another broker's office. A qualified broker who practices real estate in the position of a salesperson in another broker's office. So basically, a broker that already became a broker. He was probably a salesperson for 2 years, became a broker, got his own office, and then eventually he became a salesperson as well. So he's a broker salesperson. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Building line. A line fixed at a certain distance from the front and or sides of a lot, beyond which no building can project, can make any projects around it. So it's like the building line. All right. A line fixed at a certain distance from the front and or sides of a lot, beyond which no building can project. So no other building can build there. Only outside of that line, out of that line, then other people could build. All right. Bundle of rights. A term that describes the rights and interests of the legal owner of real property. Generally, the rights of possession, use, enjoyment, exclusion, and disposition, subject to certain governmental powers. They're subject to certain governmental powers. All right, those are the bundle of rights. Bundle of rights, a term that describes the rights and interests of the legal owner of real property, generally the rights of possession, use, enjoyment, exclusion, and disposition, subject to certain government powers. All right. The next one is Bureau of Subdivided Land Sales Control. Bureau of Subdivided Land Sales Control. This is a state agency that approves and registers sales of some out-of-state property. A state agency that approves and registers sales of some out-of-state property. The Bureau of Subdivided Land Sales Control. All right. The next one is buy down. This is a payment of extra upfront points in return for lower interest rate. Payment of extra upfront points in return for lower interest rate. So basically, your interest rate, your if you pay a little bit more in the front, that would be considered that could be made in points. Like you pay more, like when you close on the house, and then that would reduce your monthly, like what you would pay monthly, like each month. So like say 1 point would be 1%. So let's say if you're paying an 8% interest, then maybe you negotiate to pay off 1 point. So you negotiate, instead of paying 8%, then you can pay off at 7%. You know what I mean? So let's say a house is 100,000, and then you're paying at 7%, then you would pay $7,000. I mean, divided by 12, like through the year, 12 months. But instead of $8,000, you would pay $7,000. Right? All right. So a year, because you multiply. Let me make it a little bit easier. 100,000. Let's say a house is worth 100,000, and then you're at 5%, and then you buy off 1 point, then you would be at 4%. So then instead of paying 5% a month, you would just pay 4% a month interest. You know what I mean? So 5% a month at 100,000 would be 5,000. And then you divide 5,000 by 12 months. And that would be your difference, or 4,000 by 12 months. You know. But that way you could clearly see if a house is worth 100,000, which no houses are worth 100,000. All right, unless they're like on foreclosure, or like somewhere far, like far from like the city. Okay, all right. Buyer's broker. Buyer's broker. A buyer's broker is a real estate broker retained by a prospective purchaser who becomes the broker's principal or client and to whom fiduciary duties are owed. Buyer's broker, a real estate broker retained by a prospective purchaser who becomes the broker's principal or client and to whom fiduciary duties are owed. So basically, you're trying to buy a house. You don't know where to buy a house. You don't know where the cheap houses are at. You don't know where the good houses are at, where good structure, all that stuff. You don't know where's a place that you would like to live in. So you look for a buyer broker, a broker that would just concentrate on helping you buy that house. That's it. You could have a seller broker. If you have a house and then you want to sell that house, you look for a seller broker. I mean, it's basically the same. It could be the same agency. And that same broker, if you have a dual agency, like a dual agency contract, that same broker could work with the buyer and the seller, you know. But that depends on each situation. But most of the time, it would be just you have your buyer broker, and then the other person would have their seller broker, or they want to sell it just on their own. You know what I mean? All right. Bylaws are rules and regulations adopted by an association. Rules and regulations adopted by an association. All right. So that ends our B's. So that was our end of the B's. The rest of the B's. That was part 4, and next one will be part C. All right. So we'll leave the video from here. Alright, so thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to get notifications of the next video. And don't forget to like the video so it could help other people watch it too. If it feels like if it helped you some way, somehow. This video, which was a little bit rushing, but it is what it is. We'll do it again. So, I mean, not do the same exact words, but we'll probably do more questions and more reviews on the words that were used today in the vocabulary. But at least you could get like an idea. You know what I mean? Okay, everybody. Thank you for watching. You guys have a great day. Thank you. All right. Okay. Bye.